From being the All-Region Most Valuable Player 3 times to winning the NBA Most Improved Player award, Ja Morant has been a shining beacon of hope for the Memphis Grizzlies. So when he was served with an 8-game suspension, it hurt badly. Thankfully, his absence from the game is finally at an end, and Morant proved he still got it when he came off the bench against the Houston Rockets.
Because when you're below, the way that you move up or the way that you start to increase your stature is by beating these type teams, as Mr. Morant says, but I'm not done yet.
NBA All-Star Ja Morant returned to the court at FedEx Forum, and boy was his comeback worth the wait. The Grizzlies beat the Houston Rockets 130-125 and livened up fans after his long absence. Taylor Jenkins, the team's head coach, had mentioned that Morant would come off the bench, but he would only spend a short amount of time on the court, and he had good reason for doing so. You see, Jenkins didn't want Morant to be thrown into a game after he'd been gone for so long. The team had its own rhythm, and he didn't want to disturb the flow too much. But while Morant was away, the coach revealed that he had been completely invested in how everyone was performing.
With the minutes that I talked to Ja about and talked to the medical team about, we wanted us to give us the chance with this window if we felt like he was going to give us that punch.
Thankfully, Morant understood the seriousness of his situation and knew the team had to work extra hard without his help. But no one held a grudge against the 23-year-old. When Morant stepped onto the court for the first time in 19 days, everyone gave him a huge round of applause. A Grizzlies fan by the name of Sarah Perkins expressed that at one point she was angry with Morant, but now she's just glad he's back, and hopefully he'll get to play a few games before the end of the season. Now, while everyone may have missed Morant, it looks like the break was something he really needed. After his lengthy suspension, Ja Morant is back, and more importantly, he says he is doing well.
It definitely, helped me a lot, definitely make me, feel a little better, ease, everything that's going on.
If you don't know, the reason for Morant's suspension was a video. In it, he could be seen brandishing a gun outside a nightclub. While investigations into this matter were unable to prove that the gun was his, or that it was carried by him, the clip was enough to do some serious damage. Still, Morant understood something important. The fact is, a lot of people look up to him, and that includes both kids and adults, and he felt that he made a terrible mistake. Not to mention, he doesn't condone violence in any form. So when his name was being dragged through the mud for promoting it, he didn't feel good one bit.
Express my feelings, and that it's, okay to be able to express your feelings. So, I was constantly, talking to therapists. I've been doing,
Hopefully he can change this narrative. This is a second chance, and he's not about to give it up, and it looks like he's sticking to his words, because since his return, the exciting guard came back to the team and has helped the Grizzlies win 2 games. Plus, he scored at least 17 points in both games. The point guard took to Instagram after his return and wrote how he had been going through a lot, but things were looking up. But most of all, he's very grateful for everyone's support. Morant stated that he wasn't going to screw things up again. The fact is that John knew that he needed some time off. His stress levels had been rising for quite some time, and instead of dealing with it, he acted out in stupid ways that hurt him and his team, even though that was never his intention.
Very comfortable about that. I'm gonna be in a positive, light now with everything, that I've made, everything that I've learned in my 2 weeks.
Mind you, the only reason he wasn't taking time off in the first place was that he didn't want to leave them high and dry. Instead, Morant got suspended, and fans got pissed. Losing one of your key players hurts, and fans were rightfully annoyed. So the team didn't know how fans would react to his return. But when he walked out in front of everyone, they not only applauded him, but gave him a standing ovation. When he was asked about how he felt, he couldn't find the words to put together. Morant felt kind of numb, but did express that he was grateful to his fans for being so patient with him, because while he may have been gone for a while, he was far from fully better. Getting better takes time, and he was working on doing just that one step at a time. If if you don't know what the player has been up to in his spare time, let me tell you, he hasn't had it easy. While his life may seem perfect on the outside, there are a lot of issues he's been dealing with. Ja Morant is no doubt one of the NBA's brightest young stars. He has a new Nike shoe with his name on it. He has a top-selling jersey. Plus, it looks like the Memphis Grizzlies will go far in the playoffs. But ever since last year, Morant and the people close to him have been causing trouble with their threatening and even violent behavior. In fact, the Washington Post got its hands on police records that hadn't been made public before. And from what I've seen, it looks like Morant may have been surrounded by bad influences.
Ongoing process, continued process for me. Obviously, I've been there, for 2 weeks, but, that doesn't mean, I'm completely better.
In one such case, the head of security at a Memphis mall told police that Morant threatened him during a fight in the parking lot. While the case was kept out of the public eye, the man was scared enough to feel the need to file a police report. According to him, someone from Morant's group shoved the director in the head, although at the end of the day, no arrests were made. Then there's another case that took place only 4 days later. According to the reports, a teenage boy told police that Morant punched him in the head several times during a pickup basketball game at Morant's house. Plus, the 17-year-old boy was hit so hard by Morant and his friend that he fell to the ground and had a large knot on the side of his head. The police report was written by deputies who saw the boy's injuries. When Morant was questioned about the incident, they claimed that he had shown off a gun to the young boy as well. I don't blame you if you're surprised, because I am too. Morant had started off the season really strong, and no one expected such disturbing allegations to emerge.
Morant's mother got into an altercation at the Finish Line store. It is alleged that Morant soon showed up with as many as 9 friends and threatened the mall's director of security.
But the reason why these previously undisclosed matters were made public was because of another controversy. The NBA was looking into a claim that someone in Morant's car pointed a gun's laser at people working for the Indiana Pacers. This is the 3rd time the player has been seen linked to the weapon, and that's just not a good look for a basketball star. Of course, Morant's agent, Jim Tanner, said in a statement that the accusations were unsubstantiated rumors and gossip, and that they were spread by people who want to tear Ja down and ruin his reputation to make money for themselves. But the incidents seem to have some truth to them, because Morant's family lawyer confirmed that the boy and his mother did sue Morant over the incident. Even TMZ reported earlier this year that the lawsuit, which is still secret, existed. Still, Tanner persisted. He stated that every allegation that ever involved a gun had been fully looked into, and none of them can be proven. Tanner said that this includes the NBA investigation from last month, in which they found no proof. Speaking of the 17-year-old, Tanner said that what happened with the teen boy was just an act of self-defense. And that may be true, because after law enforcement looked into this fully, they decided not to charge Ja with any crime. Hopefully, his time off has helped him find a better way to deal with everything going on. And that's all I know about Ja Morant's return after his 8-game suspension.